Hi, I'm LJ with Lift King Products. In this video, I want to show you our way of removing and installing a pickup bed. Now, I know several shops out there use a forklift, an overhead chain fall system, even an engine hoist with an attachment on it, and in a lot of cases, 4 or 5 technicians. Now, the way I'm going to show you is going to increase the quality in the shop by protecting the vehicle from damage. It's going to reduce any chance of liability for the shop itself. And most importantly, it's going to protect the technician and increase safety. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and set the Lift King up. It is set up right now with everything that consists of the light duty package. So it's got the box attachment and the bushing kit with it. So we're going to set it up so we can go ahead and remove this pickup bed. I'm going to remove the safety chain. I'm pulling out the lead pins. And I'll drop the legs into position. Now you always have to give a good amount of upward pressure to fit this pin in. The upward pressure is required because this lift has a 6-degree lean back, and that creates balance once we have the pickup bed on it. So now, I'm going to remove the safety pin, and we're going to put the main boom in position. Okay, so the turnbuckle, we're just going to put it up here in here, the amount. And we're going to reinsert the safety pin. We're pulling the pin out of the D-bar. The D-bar is currently in the stored position. And we're putting that into the working position. Now, the best thing to do is loosen these star knobs on your main boom, slide the boom out. Your main boom comes to the first pilot hole, and your second one just past the second one. That usually puts you really close to where it needs to be adjusted, but you can make final adjustments once you connect to the truck. Now, I'm going to loosen these the front mounts, so that they're loose. And whenever I put the lift into position, I can easily reach over the bed and just move it with my hand. So at this point, we're pretty much set up. We're going to go ahead and hook to the pickup bed and raise that up off the dolly. Whenever you connect to the rear of the bed, there's 2 different ways to connect. And in this case, we're going to connect it with our standard process. And a little later in the video, I'm going to show you a secondary connection, and I'm going to explain why. So now I'll go ahead and we're going to position the lift and be prepared to lift this bed. Now when you're cutting into the bed, you want to come in as straight as you can, as center as you can. You don't have to measure it out perfect or nothing like that. There's nothing unsafe if you're slightly off. But I'm just coming in and I'm lining it up the best I can by eye. I'm going to stop at this point so that we can figure out our bushings. So the light duty package comes with a bushing kit. Now these bushings, there's 4 bushings total. They're aluminum and they're designed to reduce the play when connecting the lift to the tailgate hinge pin. So different type of automakers build different style hinge pins. These right here will cover all the trucks that are out there that we're aware of to give the best perfect fit. So prior to connecting your rear mount, always test your bushing kit to figure out which one has the snuggest fit over your tailgate hinge pin. Okay, so we're going through our tailgate hinge pins. And you can see this right here is our best fit for this particular side. So we're gonna go ahead and put our hinge pin in our rear mount, and we're gonna go ahead and find the best fit for the other side. Okay, so on this side, I found that this one here is the best fit. So we're gonna pop this into position. Now at this point, we're ready to connect to the rear tailgate hinge pins. Once we have that in position, we can go ahead and secure the front. Now that we've got our bushings picked out, we've got that in position here on the right-hand side, and we're gonna go ahead and move to the other side. Whenever you're hooking up these hinge pins, you can see this one's just a little bit off because of the floor sloped. Just adjust the lift, give it just a partial crank with the winch there, put it in position. Now that's into position. The other side's in position. I'm gonna go ahead and put the brakes on the lift, and then we're gonna move to the front. Okay, so we're connecting to the front of the pickup bed. Now it's very important that when you bring your boom in, you do not need to go to the front of the bed. A lot of people assume you do. Just go ahead of the wheel wells, just ahead of them, or maybe up to a few inches ahead of them. That'll give the better balance. So now that we've got the boom into position, we're gonna go ahead and slide these up under the front bed rail. I'm going to slide this over, and I'm not going to tighten this knob yet. I'm going to get both sides into position, and then when I put a little upward pressure, I will then come snug these knobs. Okay, so we've got the front mounts in position. So now the key here is this is our turnbuckle. And with the front mounts in position, it's not snug. They're just up under the bed lip where they're supposed to be. Now we're going to come over here and we're going to raise it. We want to lift the front of this bed maybe inch and a half. And as we get to that point, then we will inspect everything before we actually remove this bed. So by making the adjustment that you need with this, it's going to hold your tolerance so that as you raise the lift up, it's not going to hit the pickup cab. Okay, so now that we've got the pickup bed connected, we're just going to double check everything. You always want to make sure your wiring's out of the way. A lot of times, the fuel tank neck can get hung up. Just double check, make sure your fuel tank neck's out of the way. Any wiring harness, double check any of your items on your lift, make sure you got everything all snugged up. And now that we know that that's the case, we're going to go ahead and raise the bed. Now when you raise the bed, it's very important. Raise it a couple inches, look between the bed and the cab, make sure that you're not getting close in case you need to make an adjustment with your turnbuckle. And as you go up a couple inches, once you get to the point where you can clear the wheels, it's good to come up, pull it back just a little bit, and once you clear the wheels, then you can just raise it and move it anywhere you want. You don't have to worry about any obstacle. So we're going to go ahead and raise this right now. Now, at this point, I would check, make sure that everything's out of our way. We've got no obstacles. I'd walk around the vehicle, just double inspect everything, then we can go ahead and go back and raise it. Now at this point, I'm going to turn the brakes off, and we're going to move this. So, I believe I'm clear. I'll come back a little bit. Actually, I'll take it up a little higher. Now with my slanted floor here, I had to kind of overcome that floor drain, but you can see this is very, very easy to move around. This will go up quite a bit higher, so if you had to work on some stone chips, some dents, anything on the box side, you can go ahead and do your work right while it's on the lift, or you can just lift it up, set it on one of our bed dollies, keep the lift freed up for your next job. But this pretty much covers the standard mounting procedure here for the Lift King Light Duty package. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use the alternative rear mount for the Lift King. Let's say, for example, the truck was in a bad collision and everything in the back was out of square and you couldn't hook up to your tailgate hinge pins. Or even say you bought a new pickup bed or or a used pickup bed and it had no hardware, and you got to figure out how to put it on the truck or move it around or whatever have you, that's what these are for, these straps with the hooks. So this is going to go up under the rear bed lip, and keep in mind that rear bed lip is extra strong. That's the back end of this truck where the tailgate hinge pins and that rear lip, that's all strengthened up, you know, on all the trucks out there. We still have our boom in position from the last lift. We're going to raise this up a little, kind of get our hooks in position. Okay, now that I know our hooks are where they need to be, I'm going to do that upward adjustment with our turnbuckle. Okay, so now we got the front bumped up, we got the rear connected. You'll find this is very, very stable. It's not going to sway all over, nothing like that. There, you can see it's holding it real well, no issue. Turn my brakes off here. When you're removing a pickup bed, it don't matter if it's a small bed, an 8-foot dually, any OEM pickup bed, a technician of any size or strength can connect to the bed, remove the bed. It's really a 5-minute job once you use the lift a couple times. Keep in mind you got a 1,500-pound brake winch lifting a 300 or 400-pound bed. You know, you've got safety features in here. If the cable were to break, this bed's not going to crash to the ground and hurt nobody. You can push it around the shop super easy. This lift connects to the rear portion of your bed. That's where your lifting power is coming from, is from your main mast and the rear of this bed. Your front boom that's slid out ahead of the wheel wells really is only balancing the front. It's not really lifting much. Where we're lifting here is where the factory creates the most strength. So I know that there's many ways to remove and install pickup beds. Here we believe this to be the safest and most efficient way. So I hope this video was very helpful. I appreciate you watching it.